Welcome to the first official Chuke's Outdoor Adventures Bigfoot Hunters episode. We are a team of Bigfoot hunters. We do have a skeptic with us today. Chuck from Alaskan Ballistics does not believe in Bigfoot. Is that true?
I gotta be shown evidence. I have not seen any evidence.
I want to believe. I believe in Bigfoot. But we just came back from a camping trip in one of the most, it's a hot spot for Bigfoot's, Bigfoot in Alaska.
Not a single print there.
No, I know, but, well, I did see signs. We'll get to that later. But the reason it's a hot spot is because, and I'm not going to give you the name of the spot. You could do a Google research and find it instantly. It's in South Central Alaska, and a native village years ago moved their entire village to the next bay over because the Bigfoot was killing people. That's why I keep telling people Alaska Bigfoot, at least in this area, southeast it's different. It's, you know, ingrained in the culture, but in this area the Bigfoot is not nice. It's not the Northern Californian nice Bigfoot that might throw a rock or scream once in a while but doesn't really hurt humans. These Bigfoot,
hippie Bigfoot, huh?
Yeah, these Bigfoot will kill you. They kill people, and they're known killers. And both the natives and the old timers, fishermen and miners and loggers know about this Bigfoot clan or whatever that lives in this area. And although we didn't go to that bay, we were 20 miles from that area, or even less than 20 miles. And I don't see why a Bigfoot can't travel a long ways. So anyways, we are in this hot spot, if you will, of Bigfoot territory. And although I did not find direct proof, I did find some interesting things that I'll talk about. First of all, the Bigfoot scat.
I think that was bear scat.
How do you know it was bear scat, not Bigfoot scat? Do you know what Bigfoot scat looks like?
Do you?
I have an idea. The Bigfoot eats probably some of the same things a bear does, foraging berries.
All supposition.
Fish.
All supposition.
It looks like ape poop. So I believe that some of those piles may have been Bigfoot scat.
Were they kind of green?
They were black.
They were black? Okay, so that was black bear poop.
Not necessarily. Okay. Maybe. You might have won that point. Also, if you notice, we found these piles of stones, and this is, 3 miles back from the beach. There's these giant monolithic stones that the Bigfoot had set up for a kind of primitive spiritual worship, and some of these stones weighed like a quarter ton, half ton. No human could move those. There's no way to get machinery back there.
If it weighed a quarter ton, no Bigfoot could carry it either, even if they are like 9 feet tall. Like, there's no way. Physics are physics, dude.
Several Bigfoot could.
Maybe together, yeah. Okay, like what? Two unladen swallows carrying it together and tied a rope? Come on, man.
Some of them might have been less than a quarter ton. Anyways, there's these giant cairns.
They're kind of like this big.
Stone piles that the Bigfoot had set up for their crude, primitive religious worship.
And they were actually stones that the trail makers on the trails took off the trail and put down sandy stuff on. That's what they were, but no, guaranteed facts. You could go look it up at the Department of Trailhead or Recreation or State Parks or whatever department you want to go look
thanks
up.
for ruining everything for me, Chuck. Anyways,
you gotta show me proof.
Not far from those cairns, there was these big white, like giant granite or quartz rocks that looked like they'd been placed there also as a monolith, if you will, or a religious stone that these Bigfoot are worshiping. So I found several.
I put those there the night before.
No, these ones were big. You could not carry these. Only a Bigfoot could. So I did find some of those. That was interesting. Behind our tent in the rocks, there was some wailing, and you heard it. There was some wailing.
Yeah, that was a seagull.
No.
There's seagulls everywhere wailing because it's seagull breeding season.
At first I thought it sounded like a crying bear cub, and you said that you heard it too, and it did sound like a crying bear cub.
Yeah, that did sound like a crying bear cub or a crying moose calf when they get abandoned by their mom or whatever.
But upon thinking, I believe that was a crying baby Bigfoot. So not only are they breeding,
Upon not thinking.
you know, that was a crying baby Bigfoot, because I went back there and it was pretty scary because there was like a cave structure and I'm going through these cracks in the rocks. There was a bunch of clam shells here on the wrong side of the road as you're looking. Anyways, there was these clam shells. Obviously, the Bigfoot had been scourging the beach and eating clams and going back to these caves. There's a state trooper about to get pulled over. And just foraging for food. So I found not only this very strange wailing sound that sounded like exactly like a baby Bigfoot would sound, because I've heard of, you know, silverback ape babies cry like that on National Geographic. And then I go back there and I find all these piles of poop and clamshells that some creature had been foraging. So, what do you think about that? Are you,
Well, those piles of poop, that's exactly where I was going to go to the bathroom. So, those are mine. So.
Do you poop black?
Sometimes,
Giant,
you know,
like,
my stomach issues.
Giant, no, that's diarrhea. You have diarrhea. I'm talking about giant piles that only a Bigfoot could make.
Oh, you're talking about the ones you're making up in your head that weren't back there?
Of black poop. So that was there. I've got images of the scat, but also the clamshells. There was a Bigfoot back there feeding on clams.
Clamshells were washed up by when the tide gets super high back in there.
Well, anyways, this has been the first episode of Chuke's Outdoor Adventures Bigfoot Hunters. The team that normally we don't have a skeptic with us, but I invited him along to just kind of, you know, balance out my ideas and hypotheses. But in the future, look forward to more Bigfoot hunting episodes, and hopefully the next bear trip we take out there will be closer to that actual hot spot. But I will be going around to different areas in Alaska and researching Bigfoot. So thank you guys for staying tuned, and more Bigfoot content coming up.
So put how full of crap he is in the comments.
Don't listen to him, I'm gonna edit that out.